Good evening. Welcome to Fitzpatrick Stadium for a Class A North Titan challenge between the undefeated Borton Bulldogs and the 3-1 Windham Eagles. We're going to talk to you about the Windham team. They lost last week pretty handily to a TA team, but TA looks like they're starting to get their stride now.
Yeah, it certainly does, and this is like it used to be. Doesn't it feel that way? You get Portland and Windham meeting in a big game, home field advantage, playoff positioning at stake. Every year between 2012 and 2017, the Bulldogs and Eagles played in the playoffs. It's kind of fun to see this rivalry renewed, and I know for Portland, they're just happy to get back on the field and play a game after winning by forfeit last week. We'll see if they have to shake off any rust early, but they've got to feel really good about what they've done the first half of the season. And same with Windham. I mean, they won their first 3 games. They were looking really good. Thornton Academy does that to a lot of teams, so I know the Eagles are hoping to bounce back and keep this close and maybe knock off a Portland team. They're looking for a signature victory, and none would be bigger than to come in here and beat the Bulldogs.
Absolutely, this would be a signature victory, considering the Bulldogs right now are both lines are playing great. Their offensive skill positions are playing great. Their defense is just making plays all over the field. What do they have to do to win today?
Portland Bulldogs, well, first and foremost, they got to control the line of scrimmage, which they're really good at. From left to right, including their tight end, up front, they're going to try to dominate teams in their opposition and try to get the ball downhill. Namely, getting the ball in the hands of Aiden McGowan, their running back, as well as pretty thunderous and spectacular player in Regan Buck. So look for Portland to establish the run game early and often, and as long as it's working, keep going to the well.
Absolutely. This is going to be a great game. Dave Levine for Jason McLeod and Mike Hoffer. We'll be right back for the kickoff. And here come your Portland Bulldogs. It's September 29th at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Beautiful night for football. The undefeated Bulldogs take on the Windham Eagles, who are sitting at 3-1. This is Dave Levine for Jason McLeod on color. We're getting ready for a big battle in Class A North.
Absolutely. 2 teams that know each other really well from a historic standpoint. Obviously, Windham has 1 loss. Portland comes in the game undefeated. Should be a great game.
Absolutely. We're going to look forward to this game. We're going to have kickoff in just a moment. So both teams out there for the coin toss here. Windham, as the visitor, will be calling the toss. Portland captains are Regan Buck, Miles Hang, Hunter Temple, and Braden Wales. Looks like Portland won the toss. They will defer to the second half. Windham to receive the opening kickoff. And Portland will defend the left end zone. Both teams fired up for this game, meeting almost at midfield. Everyone's excited. Portland High School Marching Band, an old recording, but a good recording. Flag is obviously at half-staff for the passing of Senator Dianne Feinstein, who was a longtime senator from California and a trailblazer for women in the Senate. We'll be right back for opening kickoff in just a moment. Off from left to right, 2 back deep for the Eagles. Kick is long and straight down to about the 4-yard line and then bounces into the end zone. Overkick both receivers, and that's probably a smart thing for them. They don't want either of those guys touching the ball.
No, not at all. And the great part about Maine high school football is if you have a real good kicker, you kick in the end zone, that's it. The ball's at the 20-yard line, and good luck from there going 80 yards for a touchdown drive.
Exactly, especially against this defense that's ready to go. So for the Eagles, Garrett Winslow is going to be the quarterback, and we'll see a lot of Marcus Tillery and Ezra Foster and Tobias Perkins. Tillery out of the gun, 2 wide receivers. Handoff up the middle, and that's Marcus Tillery took the handoff up the middle, took a couple yards, but that's about it. There was a pretty good hole at the beginning, but that closed up quickly.
Yep, looks like Windham came out in a strong set to the defense's left, their right, tried to establish strength that way, and they ran away from it. Got a good hole, but Portland's defense closed down pretty quick, led by Aiden McGowan, who looks right now like has maybe an ankle injury from that play. So we'll keep a close eye on that one.
That would be a big injury for Portland. Out of the gun again. Looking back to pass. No pressure. Looking into the flat for number 34, Parker Sperry, and that was just a little outside, but he had plenty of time there.
He did. Windham's quarterback, Garrett Winslow, he's a sophomore. This is his first year starting. Their incumbent starter from last year sustained a knee injury. He's not on the roster, so it's been a little bit of trial by fire for Winslow right now, but he's done a great job and for this 3-1 Eagles team.
Yeah, he's going to look for those shorter passes, those safer passes in the beginning until he gets comfortable. Out of the gun again, 2 wide receivers set, tight end. Direct snap this time, I think, to Tillery again, and that didn't go anywhere. No one was fooled. Maybe a 1-yard gain.
Yep, defensive tackle Anthony Tavares right there scraped down the line of scrimmage and made a great tackle on Tillery, number 2, who's definitely Windham's leading athlete on the field. But Windham has a lot of athletes they can get the ball to, but they like Tillery a lot.
Yep. So Windham is going to punt on 4th and about 6. Regan Buck back at his own 41, 42-yard line. Good snap. Then the kick was shanked and blocked. Picked up at the 30-yard line. That's number 10, Miles Hang. And he took it for about 4 more yards and sets Portland up beautifully at about the 27, 28-yard line.
Trying to see who got his hand in there. It came from the defense's left edge there. But, Miles Hang, the right spot, the right time. Heads up play by him to catch it in the air and get as many yards as he can. And here we are, Portland in the first drive of the game. Deep in Windham's territory.
That's exactly what they needed. Louis Thurston out of the pistol. A couple people in motion. That's Regan Buck split out wide left. Single setback. Handoff up the middle goes McGowan, and he's going to rumble forward for about 3.
So if you keep a close eye on Windham's defense, they deploy their front 7 by the strength of the offensive formation. So right there, right off the bat, the first play of the game, Portland came out, put the tight end to the left, shifted and traded him over to the right, and they tried to establish the strength of that side and ran downhill and got a good 3-yard gain off of it.
Louis Thurston out of the gun again.
Same thing there, the shift.
Single back, 2-man shift. Overloading to the right. Again, handing off to McGowan. Cuts back up the middle, makes a 1-man miss, and drives all the way down to about the 21-yard line, bringing up 3rd and 3.
So Portland's establishing what's been their staple so far this season. First down, they ran their power play. second down play. They ran their sweep play where they pull both guards, and the front side guard's going to read the edge and determine his block, and the ball carrier will cut off that accordingly. Big third down here.
Out of the shotgun. McGowan set to the quarterback's right. There's Buck coming in motion. Buck gets it on the inside handoff and brings it down inside, down to about the 19 or 18 yard line. That looks like it might be enough for a first down. It's going to be very, very close.
They may be marking it short here, but Coach Green's not adverse to going for it in fourth down numerous times so far this season.
So they've got a bunch formation. McGowan real close to the quarterback from behind. They're going to run a quarterback sneak, and it looks
like quarterback Louis Thurston bobbled the snap on that play. It was what looked to be a design QB run, but the botched snap kind of ruined the timing on that play.
Yeah, they didn't look quite right there. They're going to rule it. I'm not sure what they ruled. Did they? Looks like they're moving the chain, so he barely got the first down. Aiden McGowan had to be careful not to push the quarterback there. They learned that a couple weeks ago that's illegal. So Thurston out of the pistol, McGowan behind him, fake handoff, rolling out to the right, looking in the flat, great catch down the sideline. That's Miles Hang down at the 10 and makes it all the way down to about the 5 yard line, picking up a first down. Nice rollout pass there.
Very much so. So minus that botched snap play with with Louis Thurston, Portland's gone to their right so far every single offensive play. Set up the run to the left, bootleg action off it to the right towards their sideline, and what we call in the coaching realm the high-low read, tight end corner and a receiver to the flat.
Out of the pistol, handoff to Regan. But nope, that's Aiden McGowan powering down to about the 1 or 2 yard line. They just went straight and tried to just bully their way in.
That was actually Lissandro Rodriguez on the carry on that one, number 2. But again, going back to their power play like they like to run a lot of.
So Rodriguez is in the backfield out of the pistol. We got McGowan set to the right of Thurston. Again, handoff, same play. Went a little farther right that time. Windham is up to the challenge. I don't think they got anything on that one. Still running right.
They have been right-handed and sideline oriented so far this series, which sometimes is not a bad thing, but you want to make sure as a play caller you get out of some certain habits that the defense can pick up on.
So they're trying to run behind Anthony Tavares and Colin Kelly over there. Out of the shotgun this time, McGowan is set to the right of Thurston. Looks like a handoff inside, and McGowan powers in, going left this time.
Yep, same thing. They're in the sweep play to their left. So they're pulling both guards. The ball carrier is reading that front side guard, which is the left guard in this case. The defense collapses. They're going to kick him out, and they're going to nail that play right inside, which McGowan, great cut in that touchdown run.
Yeah, a little inside handoff on that. Came right across the face of the quarterback. Kind of maybe confused Windham a little bit because they went the other direction.
Absolutely. Good job by Coach Green setting them up, going right-handed mostly, then coming back to the left on the touchdown run.
So Justin Bouchard, kick is up, and kick is good. Portland takes a quick 7-0 lead against the Windham Eagles with 7:26 left in the first quarter. We'll be right back. Bouchard again to kick off. High kick down to about the 10-yard line. And a quick tackle.
Great pursuit by Lissandro Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez has now made two plays, one on offense, one on defense for the Portland. And that's huge to set Windham way back and not even make it outside of their own 15-yard line.
Talk about some of the intangibles that allow you to be a successful team. Special teams play, field position. Those two key components of a game right now are going already in Portland's favor.
Yeah, block kick and a quick tackle here sets Windham deep in their own end.
With a defense like Portland's, it's really hard to go the long field on them.
So out of the shotgun. Here's a handoff coming across the side, and the speed to get out to the corner. That's Marcus Tillery.
Yeah, on that one, defensive end Brody Viola, number 81, he seemed to get reached just enough for Tillery to get around the edge on him and get a good first down gain for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Tillery. He is fast, very dynamic. You want to keep him inside where all the bodies are. Once he gets out in space, no one's catching him.
Yeah, I'm sure Windham's happy to have him back, and it'd be curious to see if he's back at full strength right now from a injury he sustained 2 weeks ago.
So Tillery set to the left of the quarterback. Botch snap, and it's on the ground, and it's scrum
the Dogs
for
had
it.
that one.
Still battling for the ball down there. No signal from the refs. It looks like it's going to be third down for the Eagles.
The Bulldogs dialing up a blitz there, led by middle linebacker Braden Wales. You may see a lot of that with him tonight.
It was a perfect time for that blitz with the balls bobbling around a little bit. They got there very, very quickly. So this is going to set up 3rd and 5 for a Windham team that does not want to go 3 and out again.
No, that'd be really tough for them to go back to the sideline and make some adjustments based off of that. But yeah, now you go from a 2nd down and short to now a 3rd and probably a short 5 here.
So Winslow out of the gun. Tillery set to his left.
Here comes the blitz again.
Handoff again to Tillery this time, and he's very close to a first down. He kind of squirmed his way forward. Where the refs are marking it, it looks like they're going to give him that first down. Just barely made it. That's a big gain for Windham.
Yeah, getting the first down sometimes is the toughest thing to do, but get the first down in the game for them, something the Eagles can build off of.
Yeah, Tillery that time came up the middle, which is not really his strength. This Portland line is going to try to make that stand again. So we've got 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left. Again, one in motion this time, coming across, and another bad snap. And the ball is back to about the 9-yard line. It does look like Garrett Winslow got on top of it there, but that's a tremendous loss. Loss of about 12, 14 yards.
I think the common denominator so far when Windham has botched their snaps has been the blitz game of middle linebacker Braden Wales. In 2 of the last 3 plays, he's timed up the snap count and gotten in there very quickly and disrupted Windham's offense.
So this is going to set up 2nd and 25. Not many plays in the playbook for this one. 3 wide. That's Tillery set. Man comes in motion across the face. Handoff to Tillery again, and he's outside and running. Again, that same play that they ran before to get him outside, and there's nobody on the edge for Portland.
Yeah, Tillery got to the edge, had one guy that beat in Hunter Temple. Hunter Temple took a great angle, forced him to the sideline just short of the first down.
But that was a pickup of 20 on 2nd and 25, setting up 3rd and manageable now for Windham. Garrett Winslow gets the play call from the sideline and runs back in. We have Tillery set to his left again. 2 wide receivers to the left, single wide receiver set right. Out of the gun is Winslow, looking to the flat, quick pass, caught by number 8, who is not on our list.
That's Tobias Perkins.
That's Tobias Perkins. Sorry,
Yep.
Tobias Perkins got the pass in the flat, but he was wrapped up by Aiden McGowan instantly, setting up 4th and 1, and it looks like Windham is going to punt again.
Yeah, we haven't heard his name yet so far, although the game's still very, very early in its phases. But Tobias Perkins, a very multifaceted player for Windham. You'll see him in different spots on the field formationally, whether it's tight end, H-back, sometimes in the Wildcat as well.
So Portland is not dropping anyone deep. They're all up on this, watching for a potential fake. And they do kick it away. This time he gets it off and gets a tremendous bounce, still rolling all the way down to about the 24-yard line, where it'll end up dead ball for Portland. So Portland takes over on downs. They'll come in right back out. So Portland out of the gun, taking over on their own 24. Fake handoff inside, quick pass out to the flat to Buck, makes one man miss and blows by another, gets all the way out to the 34-yard line. Going to be about an inch short of a first down. That was a tremendous move.
Yeah, in football terms, we call that the jailbreak screen. Quick hitting screen pass to the outside receiver. And for Buck's sake, he had big Tavares out there in front of him leading the way for a big gain on first down.
So they're going to give Buck 10 and a first down. Their refs are talking to Buck about something.
In the meantime, you noticed something too about Portland's offense. They tend to like to move Buck around a lot in different places too, based on the formation. So that previous play was on the right, he was on the line of scrimmage. Now he's in the slot on the left. So it'd be interesting how many different places Coach Green has a dynamic player like Buck in during the game today.
Thurston out of the pistol. Buck comes in motion across his face. Handoff to McGowan. Makes one man miss in the backfield. And then he is just gang tackled after a pickup of about 2.
Right guard Colin Kelly pulled in that play on the trap block. Made a nice block, but Windham was swarmed to the ball really well in that one.
Yeah, big number 73, Griffin Moreau was right in the middle of that. Bulldogs come back out.
So you see now Buck's in the backfield now, right next to the offensive line.
So they set 2 wide with an H-back. Thurston comes up in the shotgun, moving one in motion, out into the flat, wide open there, and a quick pickup again. That's Regan Buck that time coming out into the flat, and he picks up another 8 yards.
That's what Coach Green calls exit motion. In this case, Buck's in the backfield now. He's motioned outside towards the sideline, trying to soften up the secondary a little bit, and he got man-to-man coverage on the hitch route.
So we got third and 1. Portland out of this bunch formation again, and they're going to pitch back. Great play to Regan Buck, and he's got a caravan pushing him down for another 12, 14-yard pickup. Interesting play call. Last time they tried the quarterback sneak on that out of the same formation, they pitched to Buck coming out of the left side.
It's the old school double wing. So again, Buck, he's played split end receiver. He's been in the slot. He's been a little quasi backfield position. Now he's a wing back in the double wing formation, run the power play for the first down.
So double wing again for Portland on first down.
Cool.
And that didn't look like they knew what they were doing there. Everything looked a little confused. Gain of nothing. Not sure if Thurston was trying to hand off or keep it, or somebody went the wrong way, but that play just didn't work.
Looks like a little bit of a broken play there. Buck did come to the sideline in that play. The trainer attended to him really quick, whereas Hunter Temple came in and subbed him out. Buck's back in the field now as a receiver.
So Buck to the right, Cordell Jones to the split to the left. Out of the pistol is Thurston. Buck coming in motion behind everybody. Handoff to McGowan up the middle, and he is just hit immediately. That's number 8, Tobias Perkins.
Yeah, Perkins with a great read. Again, Tobias, he's a little, I think a lot of people know, but he's the son of head coach Matt Perkins, playing that really important linebacker position for them. He's been doing this a long time, ever since he's been in the youth levels. So he knows the defense really well, and it's good to have the head coach at the dinner table each evening.
Portland spreading it out, 3 split left, and we have some motion on the line. It looks like Windham came across early, and that's going to give Portland a very beneficial 5 yards that they definitely need. Thurston maybe using a hard count there to try to pick up a free 5 yards, and instead of 3rd and 12, now we're talking third and 8.
And Coach Green has shown the propensity of going for it on 4th down a lot, so I think this is 4-down territory for him in the squad.
3 split to the left. Again, a little flat pass, and it was a little bit high for Aiden McGowan over there. There was pressure on that side, so Thurston had to kind of loft it over a little bit. This is going to set up 4th and 7. Portland is leaving the offense on the field, trusting that their defense can make a play if this doesn't come through. 2 set to the left, 1 wide right. Out of the pistol is Thurston. Getting a new play from the sideline. And that's going to be a false start on Portland.
A lot of movement there early on. I think Portland's now going to punt with the personnel changes, but defensively, Windham, what we used to call stemming your line, they would take their nose guard, start him in one position. The offense would declare and establish where he is, and they move him late. Windham did that both with their nose guard and the defensive tackle that last play, and I think it disrupted them a little bit.
So Portland will punt on 4th and 13. Low snap, bounced, caught, and
nice
rocketed down to about the 5-yard line. Picked up there and running on the outside, but again, nowhere to go. That's big number 75 down the field. That's Anthony Tavares, their right tackle, making that play 30 yards down the field. There is flag out there.
It's not the first time we said his name, and it won't be the last time we say that kid's name. He's a very dynamic player for Portland. Transferred in from the Lowell, Mass area this coming year, and he's been basically the stalwart on the offensive and defensive line for them. He's a dynamic player.
So penalty looks like it's on Windham for an illegal block in the back. That's going to back them up from the spot of the foul down to the 14-yard line, where Windham will take over. 22 seconds left in the first quarter. Very quick moving first quarter. Portland Bulldogs up 7-0.
Speaking of Tavares, he just asked for a blow real quick, so he's on the sideline. Anthony DuBois, number 57, who also starts in the offensive line for them. He's coming in to spell him on defense.
I don't blame him. That was a 40-yard sprint he just made. He just took to take out the returner. Out of the shotgun, that's a handoff again inside this time, and that's going to be Marcus Tellery again. Not much of a gain there, a couple yards maybe.
A lot of blue jerseys swimming the ball on that play, led by 81 Brody Viola.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter here. Portland Bulldogs leading the Eagles of Windham 7-0. We'll be right back. And we are back here at Fitzpatrick Stadium, where the Portland Bulldogs lead the Eagles of Windham 7-0. Start of the second quarter now. Eagles faced with 2nd and 8 out of the shotgun. Single running back set to the left. Motion man comes across the face of the formation, and that's another handoff again to Marcus Tillery. He's getting a workout already.
Yep, and a couple of guys we mentioned earlier already, Brody Viola and Tavares are both in the tackle. Keep your eye on number 75, Tavares. He's a very dynamic player. He's very special up front. A lot of opposing team coaches are raving about him. We talked earlier about him potentially being up for All-State this year if he keeps going the way he's going right now. But if you keep calling his number, especially he's playing interior-wise, he's doing something really good.
So this is going to be 3rd down and about 6 we're looking at. Wilson out of the shotgun. Tillery set to his right this time. 2 wide receivers rolling out to his right. Chase down the sideline. Good throw, but that looked a little bit low. And they're going to call that a catch.
Ooh.
But I think the Portland sideline is saying that bounced.
Again, number 27, Braden Wales on the blitz.
They are calling it. Referees got together and did call it incomplete. It's good that the referees got together, made the right call. One person made the deep referee made the call that it was a catch, but the sideline judge came up and they discussed it and made sure that they got the right call. It did look a little low, and he was coming back for it.
There's a good reason why you got 5 officials out there, and hopefully they can put all 5 heads together and get the call right, which you did in that case.
Which they did. So this is going to be 4th and 6 for Windham at their own 18-yard line. They're set back to punt again.
It's been a tough go-around for Windham so far. Have not even crossed midfield yet offensively.
So Wyndham's kick is a low line drive, bounces at about the 43, takes a Windham hop out to the 49-yard line, and that's where the Dogs will take over with 10:55 left in the second quarter. Portland takes over at the Windham 49. Out of the shotgun is Thurston. Buck comes in motion across his face. That's a handoff to McGowan. Looked right and then tried to cut back left. That didn't go anywhere. That was tackled by number 34, Parker Sperry. No gain on the play.
Excellent tackle by number 34, Sperry.
Yeah, McGowan is very shifty in the open field, and that was a nice one-on-one tackle. Squared up and took him right to the ground. No gain.
Sperry on the Wyndham's roster is listed as a freshman. That was definitely an upperclassman type tackle by him.
So Portland with 2 wide receivers and a tight end. Motion is Buck again coming back across. Handoff goes to him. He's going to try to split it out, go out wide. Good pursuit by Windham, but he was able to kind of sneak his way forward where it looked like he was going to get no gain and end up picking up 4.
So that's a motion that Portland hasn't used yet this game, although they've used it during the season. So there's a lot of different terminology for it, but we used to call it trace motion, where you start in jet motion, you cross the quarterback's face, then you come back, hoping to get the defense to over-pursue on the initial motion.
So Buck lost his helmet on that play. They're going to bring in Hunter Temple to replace him on the offense. You got to come out for one play if you lose your helmet. Set now for 3rd and 6. Out of the pistol is Thurston. Motion comes out wide. Quick handoff up the middle to McGowan, and he's going to get about a yard on that play.
There's that exit motion again. If you remember earlier in the game, they ran Buck on the exit motion, threw a quick hitch route to him, and then now they bring Temple in, have him do the exit motion. They run their power play with McGowan up the middle.
So same formation, same action, different result, and that might come back later. They tried to do that flat play. Maybe they were trying to confuse Windham a little bit. This is going to set up 4th and about a long 5 here for Portland. Miles Hang split wide right. H-back in the backfield. There's your exit motion again. Looking, firing that way. That's a great pass and a quick catch by Buck. That's a pickup of about 10 yards, and that's going to be plenty for that first down.
I think Portland's getting the look they want to get when they run that motion, where they're, before the ball is even snapped, the cornerback on that side is already backing up. And when you're backing up against a guy like Regan Buck, he can do a lot of different things. If you're way back, he's going to put his foot in the ground and stop, catch a short route. If you're tight, he's going to run right by you.
So Portland comes out of the pistol now, 2 split wide to the left, 1 to the right. There's Buck coming in motion again. Handoff goes to McGowan, and he's thrown down with violence that time. That's number 77, Joey Soma. Pickup of about a yard, maybe a yard and a half there.
So on that one, left guard Owen Swanson was pulling, which usually means he's going to run either a long or a wide trap or a counter play. I think Coach Green didn't like what he saw. I don't think it was necessarily from Swanson, but maybe the scheme that he didn't pick up on and block it effectively enough to spring McGowan here. So it looks like he's using his timeout and trying to get things figured out front.
Yeah, and we'll take a break too. It's 7-0 Bulldogs with 8:15 left in the second quarter. So Portland out of the timeout, looking at 2nd and 8 here. Out of the pistol again is Thurston. Motion comes Buck across his face. Handoff to McGowan. He gets a little bit of daylight that time. Still running, still moving, and picks up about 4, maybe 5 yards down to the 27-yard line.
It's like Portland came back off that timeout with a scheme very similar to the play they ran before the timeout, led by number 54, Owen Swanson, pulling and kicking out the edge defender to their right.
This brings up 3rd and 4 for Portland. Out of the shotgun with a very tight formation. Buck again in motion across the face, gets the handoff, but cuts it straight up the gut and picks up about 9 or 10 yards down to the 30 or down to the 18-yard line, and that's going to be a first down for Portland. So 2 good run plays back to back coming out of that timeout.
Very, very tough player to defend, and Windham on the jet motion Portland seemed to catch him in a little bit of over pursuit. Buck puts his foot in the ground, gets north, squares his shoulders up, gets the first down.
So Thurston out of the gun. McGowan set to his right, bobbled snap, and he's lucky to get back on that. That hit him right in the hands. I think he was looking to hand off a little quicker than he was ready for it.
That was actually Buck in the backfield as a Wildcat. So here I am complimenting him. The very next play, they put him in the shotgun as a Wildcat quarterback, and he fumbles the snap. My guess is he gets his hands from his father, Mike.
So that's going to be now 2nd and about 16 for Portland. 6-yard loss on that Wildcat. All right, Thurston back in the shotgun. Handoff this time. Oh, fake handoff to McGowan. A little bubble screen to Buck, and Buck blasts all the way down to the 8-yard line. And that's going to be very close to a first down. Great blocking out in front of that screen.
There's a jailbreak screen we talked about earlier in the first quarter. Early in the first quarter in the game, they ran it on their right-hand side, again, towards their sideline. They come back, run it to the left. Again, the common denominator, they run it to the sideline. Great cut by Buck. Great job by the line up front and get in front of them.
So that does get the Portland a first down. They're looking at now 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. McGowan set to the right of Thurston. Buck split wide left. Motion comes across, and there's your handoff out to outside, trying to cut the corner, but great pursuit by the Eagles out there.
That was Cordell Jones, 32. It's the first time we've called his name today.
Yeah, and the tackle was made by Ezra Foster way out on the perimeter there. Wouldn't let Jones get up, break up the field.
Yeah, Foster had no shortage of teammates in white jerseys ready to help him out and rally the ball.
So that's a pickup of about a yard, maybe a yard or 2. Portland looking at 2nd and goal from the 6 now. We get an empty backfield. Now out of the pistol as McGowan comes back. Coming back in handoff.
Oh, great cut.
A great cut by McGowan to storm into the end zone with all kinds of motion in the backfield. Touchdown, Portland.
That's Portland on their staple play, which is their power play. H-back number 10, Miles Hang, kicking out the edge. And then from that point forward, the line's going to try to wash everybody down, create a vertical crease for the running back to run through. Great vision by Aiden McGowan, squaring his shoulders, finding a little sliver to square his shoulders through, and getting in the end zone.
So Portland for the extra point. Louis Thurston is going to hold Josh Bouchard for the extra point. Your lefty soccer kicker. Good snap, good hold, good kick, and Portland takes a 14-0 lead with 5:15 remaining in the first half. Takes a 14-0 lead against Windham. Again, we have a new soccer kicker that's kicking off for Portland. We'll get his name. A little pooch kick this time. Bounces at the 30, up to about the 20, down to the 25. Portland was trying to run down under that, I think. and make a nice little play there. Nobody from Windham reacted except their back.
Yeah, number 12, A.J. Moody. Looks like he was all alone out there to fend for himself as a sea of blue jerseys swarmed in on him on the pooch kickoff.
Hey, at least he picked it up for the Eagles. That could have been disastrous for an onside kick for them.
No doubt.
But again, we'll find out who number 20 is for Portland. He is off the soccer team. Just started playing this week for them. Has already put one in the end zone, one all the way down to the 10, and that beautiful pooch kick. Late substitution for Portland as Anthony LeBoy comes in. And I think Portland's going to take a timeout because he was a little late getting ready. And we will too.
Oh, we got a false start penalty here.
False. No, we won't take a penalty. We won't take a timeout. Windham got a false start penalty. That's going to back them up 5. So it's going to be 1st and 15 from their own 24-yard line now.
I think Windham right now, none of their drives have gotten over midfield. They got to win some small battles here and try to cross midfield at least.
So you got Winslow out of the gun, and that didn't go anywhere. Maybe a loss of a yard there.
52, Isaac Alkafaji in the tackle.
Yeah, we've called his name a lot in the past. He's an aggressive player, and I know that's what Portland wanted to be. It was aggressive and hit this Windham team. Some of their skill players are a little on the smaller side. They're very, very fast, very talented, but Portland thinks they can impose their will a little bit.
Alkafaji was a two-way starter last year. Now he's just playing one side of the ball.
Low snap this time, quarterback keeper, and he's going to boogie down the sideline, and he's getting away. Down there is Regan Buck, but he's not going to make the tackle until the 35-yard line. That's a huge pickup for Windham.
There's Tobias Perkins. We talked about earlier how they move him a lot of different spots. That was his first snap as the Wildcat quarterback. They ran the sweep play. He got the edge, and he showed off a little bit of speed in that play, too, getting them the first down, crossing midfield. We talked earlier about winning some small battles. With just under almost 4 minutes to go in the half, this could be a good little spark for the Eagles.
So Perkins again as the Wildcat quarterback. Low snap again. He's going to look to pass, and he is just inundated. That's number 53, Henry Spencer, coming in like a rocket.
Henry Spencer playing nose guard for them. So a lot of times the middle linebacker blitz by Wales is predicated on where Spencer's going. So Spencer will go one A gap, Wales will go the opposite A gap. I think this time they had a hard time picking up Spencer, maybe because they were more consumed with where Wales was going.
Yeah, so he was looking that time to pass out of the Wildcat, maybe catch Portland on a little confusion, but Spencer took that play over. So this is now a loss of 8, rolling out to the right and chased. Good throw down the field, but dropped. Nope, that was just knocked out of his hands. Great defensive play that time by Miles Hang.
Miles Hang, a pretty dynamic player. He's a senior. He's a captain. Last year, he sustained a broken collarbone injury against Leavitt High School when we played them during the regular season. Took him a while to get back. He's kind of a jack of all trades. Right now he's playing cornerback defensively for the Dogs as well as H-back on offense. Excellent play by him to break up the pass play.
Yeah, that was a great rollout right on the money. Hit him right. It hit Tobias Perkins right in the hands, but Hang was able to knock the ball out, setting up 3rd and now 18 for Windham. 3:18 left in the half. They're coming out in the gun. Single receiver to set to both sides. Here comes the rush, launches it down the field, and the only one back there was a blue jersey for Portland. There was tremendous pressure that time on Winslow.
So on that one, they put Tobias Perkins in the slot. Again, they move him all around, similar to what Portland does with Buck. They ran him on the old double move wheel route. Aiden McGowan was luckily over the top there to defend any sort of completion that the Eagles can make in that scenario.
So Windham will punt at 4th and 18, looking to put it down inside the 10 for Portland. That ball bounces and is going to go out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Tremendous punt at that time by Briggs-Valier.
Briggs-Valier. So that's going to make Portland drive the 95 yards in the long field with 3:05 left in the half and 2 timeouts left. I mean, there's a chance here, but again, you want to talk about winning small battles here. I think right now Portland wants to cross midfield. They can get a little more aggressive once they do that, especially with 2 timeouts in your pocket.
Yeah, they're right now they're just looking for a first down, get out of the shadow of their own goalpost.
Absolutely.
Out of the shotgun is Thurston, coming across, back in motion is Buck, handoff to McGowan. Oh nope, Thurston keeps it, trying to get outside, and he's just not going anywhere there. He's run out of bounds by, that looks like number 5, Aiden Hansen.
So in that one, the Dogs ran the counter play to their right. Both Thurston and the running back McGowan involved in the play. Thurston has the option of pulling that ball and running the ball basically naked on his own.
Pickup of about a yard on the play. 2:58 remaining in the half. Portland set up at 2nd and now 9. A lot of motion for Portland, trying to get into a formation. Thurston moving Buck back across the formation to the left side. And now he's going to the right and to the left. Little confusion for Portland. Now he's moving back to the right. Handoff underneath to Buck. He's going to try to get outside. Tried to cut up the middle. And he is not going anywhere. That's maybe a gain of another yard. Didn't look like Portland knew what was going on there. Clock is moving with 2:39 left. 3rd and now 8. Surprised Windham isn't taking a timeout to try to stop the clock and get the ball back here.
I think you may want to wait to see how this 3rd down goes before start using the timeouts on Windham's side.
Bunch formation for Portland.
Bobbled snap.
And all the way back to the 1-yard line.
So now you're going to get Windham calling the timeout now, especially with Portland punting from their own 1-yard line.
Yeah, that's they've tried that a couple times now, that bunch play, and they just didn't get the handoff a couple times. I think they're used to taking everything out of the pistol or the shotgun and nothing really under center like that.
Yeah, and Coach Green, he's always run the double wing wherever he's gone. When he was at Cape Elizabeth High School, the double wing was a staple part of his offense. But again, for a player like Louis Thurston, a lot of people don't know, as an 8th grader, it was the COVID year, he wasn't able to play football. As a freshman during the preseason, he broke his ankle in a freak accident while working out. Then last year, he was thrusted into a situation as a sophomore, not playing the game for 2 years. And those are tough situations to put a young teenager in. I think right now, Portland running the shotgun and most of the pistol, and then thrusting the quarterback under center. May have to go in the locker room at halftime and figure this part out.
So back to punt at the back of his own end zone is Portland. Gets a good boot off. Drives a receiver back all the way to his 45, but he's got a running head start here. Cuts to the outside, down the sideline, still fighting, and all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Tremendous return that time. And that's going to set up Windham beautifully with 1:55 left. That's not what the Dogs wanted.
Yeah, again, we're finding out right now very clearly in the first half when Ezra Foster has the ball in his hands for Windham, good things tend to happen. And a lot of people might ask too, Portland's punting from their own 1. Why don't you try going for the block? In that case, Coach Perkins had a return dialed up, got some great field position off of Foster's return. Here we are now, 20-yard line, ready to go in.
So Winslow out of the shotgun. Single running back set to his right. Looking to pass, coming down the left side. Good coverage, but touchdown in the corner.
A.J. Moody, number 12.
A.J. Moody Beautiful over-the-shoulder pass. The coverage was there, but he had half a step, and it was just dropped right into a bucket. And Windham comes right back with 2 huge plays on a return and a touchdown to make it 14-6.
You got a great defensive drive. You force the opponent to punt. You get a great return. Now on first down, Winslow finds a dynamic athlete, A.J. Moody, on the left-hand sideline with a great catch and a touchdown.
So we have the extra point now. Good snap, good hold, good kick, and it is now 14-7. The Eagles strike right back with 1:47 remaining in the half. Portland's going to have to do something real quick with this kickoff. We'll be right back.
Who Tavares' replacement is, too, at right tackle.
Yeah, Anthony Tavares came out he's their right tackle. He is injured right now. Portland is going to have to come up with a new person. A little pooch kick here. Picked up at the 35-yard line. That's number 24, Joey Baker. And he knows he doesn't have any blockers, so he just goes down protecting the ball.
So now you're going to have number 52, Isaac Al-Khafaji, come out and play offensive line. And playing offensive line isn't new for Al-Khafaji. Last year he played in the state game as a two-way starter. This year the coaching staff's made the choice of keeping him on one side of the ball because he's so dynamic on defense. But now he's going to have to step in for Tavares, who's on the bench and now hurt.
So Portland takes over at their own 34-yard line. Minute 45 left in the half. Let's see what Portland can do. Motion is Buck. Thurston firing across the middle and through the hands there of Cordell Jones. Hit him right in the hands. That could have been a nice 14, 15-yard pickup for them and put them right around midfield.
Great play fake by Thurston. Great ball placement on the throw to Jones. Jones had 2 white jerseys around him there. Sometimes you got to hold strong in the scuttle over there and catch that ball.
So Portland set with 2 wide. Buck goes in motion. Out to the wide. Oh, and almost, that was a low throw by Thurston. Almost picked off by number 5, Eric Bowen.
So there's that exit motion again. I think the difference this time with Windham was they expanded the cornerback, and they took their safety and shot him right up the alley to try and get underneath that short route.
So Portland now looking at 3rd and 10. They've only taken about 10 seconds off the clock here. They don't want to give the ball back to Windham with any kind of time.
Especially with right now the momentum's going the Eagles' way.
Out of the pistol is Thurston. Fake handoff, play action, rolling out to his right, looking way downfield, and it is bounced around a couple times through 3 Windham defenders.
We got a flag in the play here. Be interesting to see what this one is.
Ineligible man downfield on Portland. That's gonna be declined and set up 4th and 10, I'm sure.
So that was Portland's bootleg play. On that one, they make a nice, good fake with the quarterback to the left. They bootleg it out to the right, and you have basically receivers in levels. In that case, you had Miles hang in the flat. You had Brody Viola over the top of him on the corner route, and then you had Regan Buck coming from the backside over the top on a post.
So that penalty is going to be declined. That's going to bring up 4th and 10. Portland will bring out the punting unit, and they only took off 15 seconds on the clock there. That's going to give the Eagles back the ball with tremendous field position. Ezra Foster back deep again.
Might want to be careful about kicking it too Foster in this case.
Yeah, maybe a sideline kick and force it. Bounced it back, way high kick, but that's going to be a fair catch over Foster's head, and that's a beautiful kick right now. That's going to go all the way down to the Windham 13-yard line, and that's exactly what the Bulldogs needed to get out of trouble there.
So number 75 for Portland, Anthony Tavares, is coming back on the field to start this defensive series.
It's a good sign for him.
Absolutely. And for the Dogs as a whole, I think, again, you want to talk about common denominators. Tavares comes out and, the opposition's able to score. So See him coming in and creating some pressure for the Windham as they're deep in their own territory.
So Portland's got to watch that big play. Minute 14 left. Both teams have 2 timeouts left. Windham set up on their own 12-yard line after the tremendous punt.
Watch Wales is right in the line of scrimmage right there.
That was a direct snap.
Oh, there's Tillery again.
Yeah, Tillery, direct
Tillery.
snap to Tillery, and he just took off right up the middle. And that's that big play that Portland did not want to give up. They got a tremendous punt. They got this big, and then no return on it. And then all of a sudden, busting up the middle for about 55 yards is Tillery all the way down to the Portland 39-yard line. And this is going to give Windham plenty of time now to make a play. They do call their second timeout. They have 1 remaining, but with a minute 4 left and the clock stopping after a first down, they've got all the time in the world.
That last play, too, is real interesting. Again, we talked earlier about Braden Wales doing pressure by the blitz game from his linebacker position. On that play, he lined up right on the line of scrimmage as a stand-up defensive lineman. I think in that case, what worked against Portland in that case was Windham was able to establish where he was going pre-snap without the art of deception. They went hat on a hat, base blocked, got everybody through, and Tillery found that sliver and broke the first line of defense and got a big gain out of it.
And we can see the speed that Tillery displays. He was running away from people. That whole run, he did it before on the long run on the keeper as well. So Portland has to make some adjustments here when they're looking for these wildcat plays. So we got Winslow out of the gun with Tillery to his right, 2 wide receivers. Straight back drop, looking, scrambling, pressured, launches downfield, and a little bit wide that time. No flag on the play. They were looking for
number 8, Tobias Perkins.
Tobias Perkins over there.
So, interesting wrinkle with Portland's defense in that play. Defensive end or an outside linebacker, Brody Viola, number 81, was in man-to-man coverage on Perkins, number 8, who was lined up as a tight end in that play.
So the ball was a little late getting there. He was open for a while. 2nd and 10 now for Windham. They're going to come out 3 wide. Single back out of the gun is Winslow. Winslow straight drop back. Quarterback draw. Good pressure there. And Portland wraps him up after maybe a loss of 1 on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and 11. Windham hurrying back to the line. Portland scrambling to get into position. Aiden Moody split out to the right. Getting in formation now.
Direct snap.
Direct snap this time, and that time Portland was able to capture Tillery there. Gain of about 3 on the play, bringing up 4th and now 8. 16 seconds left. Clock is running. No one's calling any kind of timeout. I'm thinking maybe they're going to call a timeout with 1 play left and try to set up a Hail Mary. 2. They're not going to run a play here.
Interesting.
I'm surprised at there, but that's the way the half ends. Portland survives a mad eagle rush at the end and come to the half with a 14-7 lead. Okay, it's halftime here at Fitzpatrick Stadium, where the Bulldogs have a 14-7 lead over Windham. Portland came out strong with 14 unanswered points, and then Windham with a big return in the kicking game. I think that started their momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Portland, you couldn't have asked for a better start. You know, I talked about in pregame, how are they going to come out after not playing last week? 3 and out, blocked punt, touchdown, and then another touchdown. But, you know, Windham, yes, you're right, that punt return really got them going. Marcus Tillery has 90 yards rushing. They had a chance to tie that up before the half. So I think that all in all, the Eagles have to feel pretty good. And now if you're Portland, getting the ball to start the second half, really need to make something happen. Regan Buck has 84 combined rushing and receiving yards. Aiden McGowan with a couple touchdowns. Bulldogs are moving the ball. They just need to keep scoring.
So the Bulldogs are moving the ball. They are pretty balanced right now, passing and running. But what do they have to do right now to pull away from this Eagle squad that really has all the momentum?
Well, I think it's a classic chess match early on. I think Windham's given some different looks on defense to kind of disrupt things for Portland and not allow Portland to get in a much comfort zone and matriculating the ball downfield with a lot of frequency. But like Mike said early on, I think the field position battle, special teams, they play a huge part for both teams this first half. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of adjustments both teams make in the second half.
So Portland is got to control Tillery and do something on offense that can maybe pull away and get this momentum back. They lead 14-7 at the half, and we'll come back just after this for the third quarter action. And we are back for the second half kickoff. Portland leads 14-7. Windham to kick off from their left hash. Buck back deep, a little pooch kick again, and that's a fair catch again, called for that time by Joey Baker. Same play as what before, ends up about at the same place. Portland will take over at their 35.
Excellent job by Baker, just controlling the kick and getting Portland some pretty good field position to start off.
Yeah, especially for a guy who's not expecting the kick. He's expecting to block. They're expecting to go deep. But he played that right. He put his hand up immediately and just caught the ball. And Portland will start in decent field position. They're going to shift two people over to the right side, going a little power to that side. Bringing Jones back in motion. That's a handoff to McGowan coming right. And then he just gets run over by Tobias Perkins. Pickup of about a yard, maybe two.
So Portland comes out in that shift again, trying to shift the strength to Windham's weak side. The only difference there is that Tobias Perkins typically lines up away from the tight end. So you're shifting to his side, you run the sweep play, rain to Tobias Perkins scraping down the alley.
Motion again, this time to Buck. Little handoff to him. And he's going to pick up a good chunk of yardage there. Picks up about 5-6 yards, bringing it down to the 43-yard line.
I think a couple of questions we want to have answered this half is the layoff last week with the forfeit victory versus Falmouth going to affect Portland's execution? And then as well as what sort of halftime adjustments the Dogs are going to make on both sides of the ball against this Eagles team that just won't go away right now.
Out of the pistol, Buck comes in motion behind everybody. Straight handoff to McGowan, who powers up the middle all the way down to the 48-yard line of Windham. Pickup of about 10 yards there for him.
Yep, Portland going back to what they're good at. Run the sweep play, run the power play like they just did with McGowan in that play. Again, at the touchdown run in the first half, finds a sliver, squares his shoulders, gets downhill.
Two wide receivers set to the right here. Thurston out of the shotgun again. Motion comes back. That's Buck coming underneath. Takes the handoff. Cuts back. Makes one man miss. Squirms his way forward for what looks like 5 yards on what could have been a no-gain play.
So then in that one again, Portland goes back to their sweep play. They pull both guards. One little caveat, one little change up it did in that one is number 2, Losandro Rodriguez. He was leading the way as well, but he went straight to the sideline. Coach Green said something to him. I'm not sure if he was doing that by design or not.
So out of the shotgun again, 2 wide receivers for Portland. Second down and 5. Motion comes back across. That's Buck. Handoff to McGowan underneath. And he's going to come forward for about 2 yards maybe down to the 39-yard or 41-yard line of Windham. That's going to set up 3rd and 4.
Came back, ran the sweep play the other way. Looks like Coach Green gave number 2 Rodriguez a little bit of a blocking adjustment on that one as he tried to seal the edge. One thing you may have noticed, number 75 Tavares, he was about 15 yards downfield making that block.
So Portland with a big third down here early in the third quarter. Out of the shotgun, motion is Buck again and takes the handoff underneath. Penetration that time by the Eagles, and Buck is maybe going to pick up a yard, bringing up 4th now and 2 for Portland. Oh, they're going to mark him back a yard, so no gain on the play. That's going to be 4th and 3 for Portland now. On the Eagles side of the field, they like to go for it here.
Number 11, Briggs Valier on the from his linebacker position, scraping in the hole and making a great tackle on Buck on that play.
So Portland needs 3 yards for a first down. They've been pretty good on 4th down all game.
Interesting if they go a long count here or not.
2 in the backfield, handoff, and that's up the middle. He is going to get the first down. That's Lisandro Rodriguez.
Yep, coming back to the power play. They offset McGowan, number 9, in that play. McGowan's job was to kick out the edge defender. And then Lisandro, kind of doing the same job that McGowan does sometimes in that play. He squares his shoulders. He finds a sliver, gets the first down.
They kind of ran a similar play in the first half with those roles reversed, where Rodriguez was the lead blocker for McGowan. This time they give it to Rodriguez, and he picks up a big first down for Portland.
It's great having those interchangeable athletes for the Dogs.
Motion is again Buck coming across, takes the handoff this time. Eagles spread him out, and he is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. They ran to the short side of the field that time, and there really wasn't a lot of room for him to go anywhere.
Yeah, a lot of times you run that sweep play to the short side of the field. Defensively, the sideline's your friend. Condense the field, force him to cut it up a little bit earlier than what he wants to, and the Eagles did a great job of swarming to the ball for no gain in that play.
What I've said is the sideline has never missed a tackle. Coming out of the pistol this time, Thurston with McGowan in the back, 2 wide receivers set for Portland. Bunch at the line. Here's Buck comes in motion. There's a handoff to McGowan. Makes one man miss, powering, running, taking everybody on the Windham side down there. And that's a pickup of about 15 yards for him. Contact was made about 7 yards downfield, and he didn't care.
The one thing I noticed about that play and that 2nd and 10 conversion was Windham's secondary was a little bit loose in that play, but Portland's push on the offensive line was spectacular.
First down and 10 from the 22-yard line of Windham. Portland changing the formation a little bit, bringing 2 to the left side now. Out of the pistol, there's a straight handoff. They're going to run that power play again behind that offensive line. McGowan picks up about 4 yards on that.
Great push, and Miles Hang, number 10, again on his block. He's blocking. He's engaged 8-9 yards down the field. I think Portland's come out the second half and said, you know what, we're going to run the ball. We're going to be physical and aggressive, and they've really shown it so far this series.
Yeah, the tackle was made from the backside that time. The whole line was pushed way out of the way. Out of the pistol again is Thurston. We have an H-back. They're going to move Brady Viola over to the right side. Out of the pistol, there's a fake handoff. Quarterback keeper. Good block on the side by Buck. Took out 2 men.
Got a flag in the play.
I think that's an illegal formation on Portland. I think on the far side, the receiver covered up the tight end. Maybe. Or not.
See the head official, Peter Fontaine, making that holding motion right now. We'll see what he calls.
So that's going to back Portland up.
Yep, holding.
That's going to be holding on Portland. That's going to back them all the way up to the 29-yard line. So this is now 2nd and very long. They've got to make it all the way down to the 13 here for a first down.
Wyndham has made a substitution. Looks like they're going big on defense. Big number 64, Aiden Heath, has entered the game.
Yeah, right at the nose there. He's a big kid. 2 men in motion moving to the right. Thurston alone in the backfield. Jones in motion, takes the handoff on the sweep, cuts up the field, jumps back,
Great cut.
another jump cut down there, and is able to get all that penalty yardage back, plus a couple more, making it 3rd now and 4. Great cut by Jones.
Windham on that time defensively up front, they really condensed their defensive line, taking away both A gap and B gaps. Portland caught Windham over pursuing with their secondary, trying to support the run on the outside. Jones with a great cut, get a great gain.
Out of the shotgun is Thurston. McGowan to his left. Windham showing pressure. Long count, handoff to McGowan. He cuts up the middle, makes one man miss, still running forward. Big first down all the way down to the 6-yard line goes McGowan. That offensive line is putting in some work now.
Absolutely. Left guard Owen Swanson, number 54, pulled in that play to the point of attack. And again, he was fast on his feet, squared his shoulders, just like McGowan did carrying the ball. They worked in tandem with each other for a big gain.
Great pickup for Portland. 4:28 left in this quarter. Portland's owned the 3rd quarter, hasn't let Windham touch the ball. This drive started way back on their own 35-yard line. Now they're looking at 1st and goal from the Windham 6.
You gotta love the offensive line so far here, along with the tight end and H-backs here.
So out of the pistol is the handoff goes to McGowan. He makes a man miss, stretches for the corner. Did he get the corner? No, he did not. They did. They gave it to him. He got over the pylon. Touchdown, Aiden McGowan. The blocking up the middle was nowhere to be seen. He bounced it outside on his own and outraced everyone to the corner. Touchdown, Portland. Tremendous drive.
So great job by Coach Green, the offensive unit, setting up that play. They run power, sweep. They're trading that back and forth, and they come back with a counter play, which you're going to show power one way. The ball carrier is going to cut back the other way. Windham did a great job of squeezing it down, but McGowan cut it outside, used his legs to get the touchdown.
Bouchard back for the extra point. Good snap, good hold. The lefty kick up is good, and Portland comes back and takes a tremendous drive. Owned that whole quarter. 3:57 left in the 3rd quarter. Portland up 21-7. Colin Lannon back to kick for Portland. He is the soccer player that is back playing football now. Boots it straight away, bounces at the 5, picked up there at the 1-yard line. Good coverage by Portland that time. They weren't going to let the returner go anywhere, and that's only up to the 17-yard line. That was beautiful coverage that time. Everyone stayed in their lanes, and everyone stayed disciplined.
After such a great offensive drive, time-consuming, time-churning, just chunking away at the clock, getting the touchdown, making this a 2-possession game, then coming back on the kickoff and forcing Windham to start yet another series deep in their own territory. It's got to be a tough start the second half for the Eagles.
So we'll see what the Eagles can do after that offense was sitting on the sideline for a long time. Granted, most of them were playing defense too. But that's a lot of effort that they put in. We'll see what happens. Snap goes underneath, handoff.
Oh, Tillery.
And again, Tillery making a move, making runs, and all the way down, still running down out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. He came through that line and just took off again. Him in the open field is just dangerous right now.
That play was eerily similar to the long one he broke in the first half, where in this case, the nose guard Henry Spencer was tilted to one side. The linebacker Wales blitzed. The offensive line for Windham went hat on a hat. Tillery found a crease and got in the open field.
So Portland, after that big long drive, now defense coming out there, get gashed on the first play, looking to pass, one-on-one coverage out there, and there is no flag. Again, this time they were looking for Adrian Moody out there.
Yeah, people in his hometown in Windham call him AJ Moody. Pretty dynamic basketball player for the basketball team. Just a young sophomore right now. Again, Miles Hang, that jack of all trades type player in man-to-man coverage. The officials let them play.
Yeah, the ball hung up there a little bit, allowing Hang to make up some of that ground that he had lost, and had good coverage there. This sets up 2nd and 10 for Windham. 3:35 left on the clock here in the third quarter. Snap back, straight drop back, looking pumped, tipped at the line, popped up in the air and drops to the ground.
I think 52 Isaac Alkafaji was involved in deflecting that pass.
And we knew we'd call his name a couple times here tonight.
I think the big difference with Alkafaji this season compared to last year, he's in spectacular shape right now. Looks like he's lost a few pounds. Very fast and agile off the ball, and him right now going one side of the ball, he's a menace out there defensively.
Yeah, he does look really, really fit right now. This is setting up now 3rd and 10. Direct snap this time, and Portland was ready for it. That's Miles Tillery trying to make a play there, and that's going to bring up 4th and 7, and Windham is going to punt. So after that big first down run for Windham to really move the ball across midfield, they go pass, and a quarterback, or essentially a wildcat draw there, and they're going to have to punt away.
Yep, and again, the special teams play coming back into force here. You'll be interested in what Windham does here in terms of they have any fakes in their pocket. And there it is.
There's the fake snap, and he goes nowhere. Interesting play call there.
Still again on the tackle, too.
Alkafaji made the play. That was a snap to the up back. I think that was Tucker Roy, maybe? Kind of hard to tell the number there, but Alkafaji made the play. Portland makes the stuff on the fake, and now they take over on the Windham side of the field.
Head coach Matt Perkins has historically always had something special in the special teams baggage of tricks, and that's a play he's run for many years. You run it 1 or 2 times a year, but it didn't work from that time.
Again, the defensive line for Portland up to the task. Handoff now to McGowan, trying to find some room, bounces around, makes a beautiful cut, and then once he put his foot in the ground, he goes upfield very, very quickly. Decides when he goes vertical, he's there, and picks up about 5 yards there. Setting up 2nd and 5 for Portland at the Windham 43. 2:22 left on the clock. Portland leading 21-7.
Portland going back to that sweep play. I think they're going to keep going to the well of what's working. And right now, what's working is the ground game.
They haven't put the ball up once in the second half. Out of the pistol now is Thurston. McGowan behind him. Motion is Jones coming across. Handoff to McGowan, and he just runs behind his blockers, picks up another 9, 10 yards there. He was untouched for 7 of those yards because his blockers just created a wall in front of him.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a false pull, but you had a little bit of a different action in that play where Lysandro Rodriguez coming across the formation, and then McGowan finding his vertical alley off that cross block.
Motion is Buck this time. Handoff to him. He's going to take it up off the right side and gets another 4 yards for Portland. They seem to be moving the ball pretty good, and as you were saying, they're not going to go away from this bread and butter plays of theirs.
Nope, I don't see that happening anytime soon. Rodriguez is coming to the sideline. They bring Hang back in the game as an H-back. But I think the common theme right now on this drive, just like the last drive, is going to be the run game.
Empty backfield now. Motion is Jones coming across. Handoff to him.
Ooh.
And that's not going anywhere. And that's going to be a That was great defense right there by Tobias Perkins, who saw the reverse, and then after the whistle blows, throws the running back down. That's going to be a personal foul all day. He had the stop. He was driving the running. He was driving. I think that was
Perkins on the tackle.
Yeah, Perkins on the tackle, but he was driving the running back, and he knew he had him there. The whistle had blown, and then throws him down to the ground. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty on automatic first down for Portland. And instead of having 3rd and long from about the 35, Portland is now set up 1st and 10 from the Windham 20.
That is such a subjective call sometimes, especially in the heat of the moment. Perkins is not that type of kid, not that type of player to make that mistake.
No, he's not. I think he made a big play there. Quick out, almost picked off there. The throw was a little late from Thurston going down the side.
Who is that on defense? Number 15, Bowen? Yeah, coming from a safety spot, trying to jump that hitch route.
The throw was a little bit late there going out to the flat. So Portland is 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. 2 wide receivers. They're going to move. That was, again, their first pass of the half. Move two running backs over to the left side. They're going to run behind him. Here comes Buck. Makes a cut. Great tackle, an open field tackle there by Aiden Hansen. Buck picks up about 5, but he could have gone all the way if not for that shoestring tackle.
And Portland's running that sweep play really well, led behind the pulling guards of Swanson and number 50 here, Colin Kelly. Both of those guys are just excellent pullers, doing a great job up front and establishing the run game for Portland.
So that was McGowan on the last handoff there. 3rd and 5 from Portland at the 15, 7 seconds remaining. They're going to snap the ball. Here comes McGowan, fighting up the middle, still going, made contact at the 10, and fights his way all the way down to the 3-yard line, where the clock runs out, but Portland is set up beautifully to start the 4th quarter. 1st and goal from the 3. They lead 21-7, and we'll be right back for 4th quarter action. So here comes Portland after that first down run. They're set up 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Beginning of the 4th quarter, they have a 2-touchdown lead, looking to try to put this game out of reach early in the 4th. Motion comes across. There's the handoff to Buck, who cuts right up the middle.
Nice cut.
The line pushes Windham into the end zone, untouched. Portland takes a commanding 27-7 lead with the extra point coming up.
When you're that close to the goal line and you run Buck in that jet motion, more times than not, he's going to run that jet sweep play. But when he puts his foot in the ground, squares his shoulders, and finds a crease inside the interior of the line and runs in, defensively, you cannot guess wrong.
Bouchard again to kick. Thurston to hold. Good snap, good hold, good kick, and Portland extends their lead 28-7. 1 play in the 4th quarter, and they are in command here at Fitzpatrick Stadium over the Eagles of Windham.
We got to give some love to the freshman kicker, Bouchard. We were talking earlier off the air about Bouchard just picking up kicking last year as an 8th grader playing for PYFL's Portland Middle School team. And he's been perfect tonight on his PATs. And that last one was under a lot of duress.
Yeah, he's been great all year. He's only missed, I think, 1, and I think he had 1 blocked. But other than that, he has been money all year for this Portland Dogs team. And it's such a weapon to have somebody like that, to know that once you get a touchdown, it's going to be 7 points.
It's great, for a team last year that played in the Class B state title team, they did not have a natural kicker. And having him come in as a freshman just gives you a different element that you don't have to think about after scoring a touchdown.
Right, exactly. You don't have to go for 2 now. You don't have to come up with all those gadget plays down close. Good kick again, driving all the way back to the 5. Return comes down. Portland is breaking down there. Cuts to the outside and out of bounds around the 24 of Windham. Again, good coverage by Portland that time.
This has been a real unique matchup. Both teams have a handful of athletes you can give the ball to. I think this game has come down to the play up front on the offensive and defensive lines. Portland's just been a little bit better, and particularly the second half, they've been a lot better. Controlling the clock, controlling the game, and obviously creating this deficit that Windham's in right now.
Yeah, Windham's big plays have kept them in this matchup, really. They have gotten nothing really except for short plays. And there's that direct snap again. That's to Tobias Perkins, who goes nowhere. I think Portland's on to that direct snap now.
Yeah, again, a sea of blue jerseys around the ball carrier. And again, the one thing I noticed was, number 75, Tavares, scraping down the line. And although he wasn't involved in the tackle, he was near the ball carrier.
And that's what makes the play a lot of times. You take up space and allow somebody else to make the play. And that's what's great about Portland, is they're very unselfish about that. They don't care who makes the tackle. They don't care who scores. They just want to win the game. 2 wide for Windham. Out of the gun.
Wales showing blitz there.
Handoff, and there is nothing doing. Coming in like a rocket is Wales, like you called. He blitzed right up the middle, untouched, grabbed the running back by the shoestring, and just wouldn't let go. Loss of 5, setting up 3rd and 15 now for the Eagles.
Sometimes you live and die by that. Sometimes a player like Wales, again, starter on last year's conference title team. He knows the game really well. He plays with a lot of fire, and he tends to time up the snap count really, really well and blitz and gaps that Windham's creating for him.
So Windham needing 15 here. They come out 3 wide. Motion man comes across the face of the formation. Fake handoff to him. Handoff to straight drop, really play.
Oh.
And a late flag by that's probably maybe going to be unsportsmanlike on Portland, maybe? It's hard to tell. They kind of came in from the side judge there after no gain on the play.
I saw a Windham jersey flying around after the play.
Personal foul on Portland, and that's a bad penalty for Portland. They had them 4th down and 15, and that's going to give them the not only the 15 yards, but an automatic first down. And if Windham wanted to stay in the game, that's what's going to do it.
So now you see Portland, the 7-out defensive tackle, Anthony the Boy, bringing him back in number 2, Lissandro Rodriguez here. Maybe change up their front a little bit defensively.
So it's not an automatic 3rd down. They're calling that during the play. So this is going to set up 3rd and 2. This is going to be 3rd and 2, so that's not an automatic first down. So instead of being 4th and 15 and probably a punt, Portland is going to have to play defense again for a short 2-yard play here. Clock is running with 9:44 remaining in the game.
Tough spot to consider this 4-down territory for Windham, but being down by as much as they are.
Portland showing blitz, and they got somebody to jump right off the nose, and I think that's going to be an automatic first down for Windham. So back-to-back penalties for Portland gives Windham life.
And again, Portland subbing again. Jones, number 32, comes out. 81, Viola comes in. Portland looks like they can play 14, 15 different kids within their defensive group and still be very successful.
So the referees are talking about this. They are calling it offsides on Portland, so that is going to be a first down. I saw the nose jump. So that's going to be 5 yards, setting up Windham with a first down at the 39. So this is one of those drives now, Portland with back-to-back penalties, keeping Windham in the game.
I keep an eye on Wales again, number 27. He's really close to the line of scrimmage. They're going to get pressure here.
They bring all their linebackers real close. Straight pass, going down one-on-one coverage down the side, and just off the fingertips there.
That's the kid's name we haven't mentioned in a lot of tonight is Hunter Temple. Temple sustained an ankle or a foot injury earlier this week in practice. It's limited his offensive availability. Portland's coaching staff has decided to keep him on the defensive side of the ball. Last year being an all-conference player at defensive back, you had to pick one side or the other with him. Obviously, it'd be defense, but it'd be interesting how he can come back from the injury next week.
Absolutely. He's blanketing Ezra Foster on the right side there. Out of the shotgun, handoff comes up the middle, and that is Marcus Tillery again, picks up about 5 yards on second down, bringing up 3rd and 5 for Windham.
Tillery's still running hard.
He is. He's running hard. He's running fast. And if he gets in the open field, we've seen what he can do already.
A couple weeks ago when they played Bangor in a game that got shortened by Thunder and Lightning at halftime, he sustained an injury about 5 seconds before the completion of the half. Missed the Edward Little game, came back last week against Thornton Academy. He still looks very dynamic out there.
3rd and 5. Rolling out to his right, drops the football. There's a scrum for it. I think it goes out of bounds. So that's going to remain Windham ball, but that's a big loss on 3rd and 5, rolling out to the right side there. Garrett Winslow just lost the ball. Don't know if he was trying to get the laces and try to pass, or if he just kind of forgot what he was doing, or just tried to make a quarterback running play. I don't know what that was.
I think that was a sprint out pass with the option to run.
Yeah, we've seen him do that before, the sprint out pass, and he's been pretty accurate on the run.
I think maybe Portland had a little bit too much pressure and made things a little bit indecisive for Windham's quarterback.
He did. There was coming up there, and I think he had to go a little deeper than he wanted to. That's going to be 4th and 9. Windham to punt. Portland playing everybody up again, looking for the fake. It is a punt, a good one down the side, and that's going to bounce at the 30 and roll down to about the 20-yard line for Windham. That's a 40-yard punt in actuality, and changes the field around for Windham. So if they can get a defensive hold here, get the ball back, there is time, but they're running short on it now, especially with the way Portland's been running the ball.
I think for Portland right now, the goal is offensively, get first downs. Keep the ball downhill, keep the ball in bounds. Rely on your offensive line, your supreme athletes. Just keep getting first downs and run that clock down.
Yeah, they ran an 8-minute drive to start this half. If they can do it again here, they can run out the clock, end the game. Again, moving 2 and 2 to the right side, loading up the right side a little bit. They're going to move Jones back across to the left now, so they'll be split 2 left of the quarterback, bringing motion back to Buck. Good block up front by
great cut.
Buck made a nice cut, comes upfield all the way down to the 45-yard line.
Oh no, some more action now.
There's some more action after the play here, behind the play. That's after a 25-yard pickup by Portland.
And it looks 50, Colin Kelly for Portland.
Yeah, and he's fired up about something right now.
And Perkins from Windham there. They both got a little bit of a tussle.
Yeah, McGowan threw a nice block at the point of attack there after that big, huge run. But I think Perkins and they were tussling back there after the play. I don't know if they're going to call it after the play or during the play. And they are going to back Portland up. That is a foul on Portland. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty
from the original line of scrimmage.
From the original line of scrimmage. So the play doesn't count. That backs Portland way, way up.
Yeah, it was, Portland run their sweep play, Kelly in the pull. Looks like Perkins came in, scraped the alley, and they two got into it a little bit.
Yeah, that was a big pickup that Portland lost. Bringing two to the right or two to the left again. They're going to hand off. This time McGowan waiting for his blocks, bounces off a tackle, spins a little bit, and is able to pick up about 6 or 7 yards.
They come back and run the same play the other way. Again, pulling Kelly from the backside and number 54 Swanson from the front side.
So that was it. So the penalty was actually from 5 yards down the field. So it must have been where the ball was when they called the penalty. So that was essentially a 10-yard penalty on Portland, backing them up. So now it's 2nd and 12 for them. Handoff, pulls it out from McGowan. They're running that little bubble screen this time. And here comes down the sideline, picking up a big first down. That's number 19, Hunter Temple. We just talked about him not playing offense, but coach said, forget that. I need to get my guy in the game. They run a little bubble screen to him, that little jailbreak screen that you were talking about, and he's able to pick up 15 yards and a first down. Portland going back to the air, which is interesting.
Yep, the jailbreak screen, Buck's off the field, Temple comes in for him, does a great job of catching the ball, getting behind a sea of blockers, and making a great athletic play off the catch.
So Portland with the first down, 7 minutes left. Jones comes in motion. He's going to take the handoff, cuts up the field, 1 foot in the ground, gets about 4 yards upfield before he is plastered by number 73, Griffin Moreau. That's that big body you were talking about at the nose, and he was able to move his way out to the side there and take on Jones. And Jones is not a little guy.
Well, I was actually talking about Aiden Heath earlier, number 64, but Windham has a lot of size up front. They rotate the defensive linemen in very regularly, again, giving different looks. But again, Portland's offensive line seems to do a real good job of containing these guys.
Yeah, that was a great athletic play from the big nose tackle. Out of the pistol, coming back across his Temple. They faked the handoff to him, a high pass that time to Jones. They were looking for him down the right sideline.
That may have been one of those new school RPO plays there where he had the option of giving the ball to Temple in the jet sweep or throwing the ball to Jones on the outside. Jones looked a little bit confused on that one. And I think people don't realize that Jones came in the program a little bit late this year. He missed the preseason with Portland, the transfer from Gorham. So he's still, it's a week-to-week thing with him. And as much as they can get him caught up in the offense, it's just another tool in the toolbox.
Temple in motion again, fakes the handoff to him. Here comes McGowan, picking his way through and picking up another 10 yards on that big run play. Again, untouched for about 7 of those yards.
Counter a little bit of a twist. Wash down the front side, pull the big guard Colin Kelly, and now Miles Hang, number 10, is going to lead through. So usually in that counter tray play, you have the guard and tackle pull, and this time they do the twist with the guard and the H-back. Again, we talk about McGowan squaring her shoulders, getting north, and Portland's across midfield now.
Motion is Jones coming across. He'll take the handoff, cuts right up the middle, and then back a little bit to the right. And he is just gang tackled after a gain of about 3. I think the whole Windham team was in on that play, but Perkins was at the bottom of the pile.
So Portland's been doing this whole drive mostly without their dynamic athlete, number 5, Regan Buck. I don't see him on the sideline anywhere. I'm sure he's in there with one of his teammates, but maybe it's an opportunity to give him a rest for next week's contest, especially being up by 3 touchdowns.
So Temple in the slot to the right, comes in motion across, handoff to McGowan, cuts to the left, cuts to the right, cuts upfield, follows his blockers all the way down to the 40-yard line. That's a pickup of about 6 there, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 1 for Portland. 4:42 left on the clock with a 3-touchdown lead. You would think a first down here is going to pretty much ice the game away.
McGowan showing no signs of slowing down, even though we're late in the game. Portland does a good job of mixing who gets the ball. But when push comes to shove and you want a tough yard, you may want to get the ball to McGowan, especially where he's just in such superb shape right now.
Jones to the right. Temple comes in motion. Handoff to McGowan.
Yep.
He's looking for that first down. Gets the first down. Bounces to the outside. Down the sideline. And finally pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Finally making the play is Wyatt Washburn down there. But that was another example of those blocks from the offensive line just holding on and not giving up until the whistle blows.
Yeah, the only thing I would have done differently, and I'm not saying I can emulate anything that Aiden McGowan does, but I would have stayed in bounds. But, again, got the first down, moved the chains, and, again, he's showing no signs of slowing down right now this late in the game.
He's playing great. He has a little slide there after he gets the first down, stay in bounds, keep the clock running. Temple comes in motion, McGowan up the middle.
There's the
and
counter
that
play.
Line, and he's going to outrun everybody down the sideline. Touchdown, Aiden McGowan, and he has taken over this game. That drive was all Aiden McGowan and the offensive line.
And the one thing that's just really impressive for Portland, and this is over the course of the entire game, they run a small set of run plays. They dress it up really well with formations and motions, and even more importantly, they execute really well, particularly up front. Excellent job by McGowan reading the blocks of his offensive line, and Miles Hang coming through being the old school hogging the hole here and escorting him to the end zone.
Bouchard for the extra point, and what else is new? That's 5 for 5 for him.
Everybody's contributing tonight.
Portland is in firm control right now. They have taken over this game with 3:56 remaining. The Bulldogs way up 35-7. We'll be right back. So we were taking a look at some of the people in the stands today.
Yeah,
So
and
Coach Hartman.
Coach Jim Hartman, who coached this team to several different conference championships, and I think the one thing that we kind of nodding our head in agreement with was he always liked running the ball and having a really strong run game, and seeing this Sean Green coach team with how well they do and execute up front, it's just it's eerily similar to those teams that he's coached in the past.
It absolutely is. My son played for Coach Hartman for 4 years, and he loved that offense that they played. Ben was just kind of never found his home position. He always played everywhere, but he loved what Coach Hartman did, and he loved the mentality, loved the stories that he had.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and Ben Levine, he always found an excuse and a reason to be on the field and make dynamic plays for us. And yeah, that's just a staple of a Coach Hartman coach team or a type team. He's looking for players that are going to make plays, be physical, and that loves the game. Ben was certainly one of those kids.
So another 15-yard penalty on Portland after the play there. The return came up the sideline, and Adrian Moody was knocked out of bounds, but this is going to be 1st and 10 for Windham at the 43-yard line.
If you're Windham right now, again, it's an unfortunate part about the game, but you're down by 28 points. How much are you looking to next week now?
Yeah, exactly.
And especially where you have some pretty special athletes on the field. Do you want them getting hurt being in the situation? And the same goes for Portland, too. It's a 28-point game. How many of those kids do you want on the field right now? But also, too, these kids didn't have the luxury of playing a game last week either.
Exactly. So Portland is rested. They're well rested. But you have guys like McGowan are still in the backfield there. They're playing defensive back. Do you really want to risk an injury for him? And for Windham on the same time, bobbled snap there underneath. Came right off the hands of Garrett Winslow on a low snap. And it looks like Tillery was able to jump on it. But that's the exact kind of play that you want to maybe kind of avoid with some of your starters in there. You don't want to get Tillery dinged up for later in this season. He is a special player, as we've seen tonight. You get him in the open field, and he is going to take it to the house.
Yeah, if I'm Tillery, or in that case, Winslow, the quarterback, and there's the ball on the ground, and you have Colin Kelly, who just came out of the game for a rest, or Isaac Alkafaji coming at you, those are tough positions to be in from a physical standpoint.
Yeah, Tavares back on the field for Kelly. Out of the shotgun.
You got man-to-man coverage to the bottom here.
Two wide receivers. Waiting for this play. Clock is ticking.
You may see a little bit of a stall game right now with Windham. Just trying to run as much clock as possible.
Portland showing blitz again. Right up the middle.
There's Tillery.
Tillery rockets through past the blitz and was able to pick up about 18 yards on that play. Picks up a first down for them. But again, he gets that ball, and it's amazing how fast he gets up to full speed. He's taking a handoff next to the quarterback, and he seems to be at full speed already.
Interesting journey Tillery has taken. He was a youth football player for PYFL, and then he lived in Florida for a little bit, and now he's come back to his home state of Maine. He's playing for Windham High School now.
Three wide receivers, two to the right, out of the shotgun. Straight drop back, good pressure, throwing down the sideline. That's going to be pass interference down about the 22-yard line. Looking for Foster again.
It's like Moody, actually.
Oh, Moody that time, yes. They were looking for Moody that time.
It's been interesting doing again, this is all hindsight thoughts and hindsight thinking from a coaching standpoint. Portland's run a lot of cover one, which is true man-to-man coverage with little or no over-the-top safety help. You would think in those cases, if you see that with more frequency, that Windham would take more chances downfield, especially with players like Perkins, Foster, and Moody out there. But again, you have a sophomore quarterback. It's his first year starting. A lot of pressure going on there too.
Yeah, exactly. If you've seen his arm. He does have an arm. He's been relatively accurate. Ball down the sideline that time, but out of bounds. That time was a beautiful coverage by Hang. He got caught up last time with the pass interference. This time he just rode his receiver out of bounds and knew that he was fine after that. Again, the sideline being his friend, he doesn't allow the in-cut a little bit.
With the fade ball or the go route being thrown to the short side of the field, the margin of error should be very slim in those cases.
So Windham comes three wide, two to the left. Direct snap to Tillery, and Portland is again not fooled on the play. Pickup of about 2. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for Portland. Oh, no gain on that, so it's going to be 3rd and 10. Tillery with the carry, 1:37 on the clock. Clock is ticking. I think right now Windham is just praying for pride here, try to get maybe a last-second score, and Portland defense does not want to give anything up. All their starters are still in.
Well, 59 Mustafa Muhammad was involved in that last play, so he's the sub that's coming on the defensive line. So it's, and just as I say his name, he jumps off sides.
a little aggressive there. He made a play and doesn't get a lot of play time, comes in, and then makes a mistake.
And you see number 14, Jack Martin, coming on the field as well for Spell and McGowan. Martin's a senior, so it's good to see him get on the field right now and play a little bit of defense.
Any game action is good for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So Windham here, 3rd and 5 with 1 minute to go on the clock. Clock is running. 2 wide receivers down to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff to Tillery.
Ooh.
Oh no, it was a fake handoff. They were going to roll. They were going to try to roll the quarterback Winslow out to the left, but there was nothing doing on the Portland line. They saw that play all day long. And that's going to bring up 4th and 12 with 35 seconds to go. Portland is not going to use a timeout. And Windham will not run a play. I don't think they're going to have to.
I don't see them in any rush to run a play.
They're not going to run a play. They're going to try to run every second off this clock. I'm looking at the back judge. waiting for his arm to go up.
I don't think they're going to force the play clock here.
I don't think they're gonna do it either. I think they're gonna let the referees are gonna let the play clock run out. Windham gives up the game. Portland commanding victory over the formerly one-loss Eagles. They are now undefeated at 5-0 with a commanding 35-7 victory. We'll be right back to wrap things up right after this. And that was a tremendous victory for now the 5-0 Portland Bulldogs. They take a commanding 35-7 win over the Eagles of Windham. Aiden McGowan. What can you say?
I mean, I think you can say a lot of things about a lot of players, but particularly in the second half, it was a 14-7 game. Portland was coming off not being able to play a game last week. Windham was doing a lot of things defensively that were making Portland uncomfortable when they were on offense. In the second half, I think Coach Green and his staff decided, hey, listen, we're going to hang our hat in the run game. We're going to be physical up front, and we're going to see Windham if you can slow us down or even try to stop us. And I think the one constant in the second half was indeed Aiden McGowan.
Yeah, he was fantastic. That offensive line was phenomenal. They were leading the way the whole time. You were seeing runs where he wasn't touched for 5-8 yards down the field and then was able to make a move and carry tacklers. Regan Buck had a nice game. Louis Thurston was in the middle of the whole thing on offense, and he doesn't look like a young quarterback anymore.
No, again, Louis knows his job. His job is to manage the game. He has a lot of athletes around him. Obviously, we talked about the offensive line. And again, I'm going to be remiss if I don't mention them all by name, Dave. Between Anthony LeBoy, Owen Swanson, Riley Wilds, Anthony Tavares, and Colin Kelly. And then I can't be remiss to not include the tight end and the H-back, too, and Brody Viola and Miles Hang doing a lot of thankless stuff out there. But again, going back to Louis, he knows his job. He has a great offensive line, some excellent athletes. He needs to play mistake-free football. And I think the coaches always tend to put him in great positions where they're going to set up the pass with the run game. And he's going to make those throws he needs to make. And I go back to when on a slant play he threw to Cordell Jones. Again, Cordell dropped the ball. Again, it's not a reflection of how good or bad Cordell is a player, which he's a very good player. But I'm going back to the throw that Louis made. He made an excellent throw and an excellent time. If they can get him doing that over the course of the season, this is definitely a state championship competitor.
Absolutely. So Portland runs their record to 5-0 with a 35-7 victory. This is Dave Levine, Jason McLeod. We had a great time here.
Thanks for having me.
This was a lot of fun, and Steve's got his work cut out for him next week when he comes back.
Steve, you have your work cut out for you.
So thanks again. This is Portland Channel 3 broadcast, and with another 35-7 victory, Portland is the winners.